Rare. 7-1 is Lavage. It's 10-1 in from 11's Dixie Dream. 16-1 Point Made, and 18-1 Bar Those. Just a quick reminder, in around about 20 minutes time we'll be going over to Pardubice in Czechoslovakia for the race that stops the eastern part of Europe for the Velka Pardubica. That's coming up in around about 20 minutes. In the meantime, let's go back down to Goodwood and rejoin Nick.
Excellent news. A potpourri of international jumping this afternoon here on Racing UK. Not only Otoy, but also the Velka Pardubica to enjoy in 20 minutes. James Willoughby is thoroughly enjoying the jumps action between the racing here at Goodwood.
The frog hopping's bad enough, but you're bringing me Czech Republic jumping now.
Yep.
I suppose the punters do love that sort of thing.
They love it.
We'll leave it to them. Sorry, it's a knockout for horses, isn't it?
And they'll love it even more if
That's
they can win some money in this race, as advised by you, and you've been doing well so far today. The Blue Banana is the horse in shot for Brian Meehan and Shane Kelly, sporting the headgear.
This is an extraordinary. You accuse me of having an excess of enthusiasm this morning, but this horse is, well, he's the equine embodiment of my good self in that case. He travelled extremely strongly through a very fast run race at Doncaster last time, won by Ghost Writing, but the moment he hit the front he just went left, and he obviously he's holding up a bit more, and he's got the ideal rider in Shane Kelly to do that. He's got a good chance. He's one of, I think, 3 or 4 that's got a good chance in a really competitive nursery. This is a race to remember for next year. There'll be some really smart handicappers in this field.
One of them could just be the top weight, the Blue Banana. Richard Hannon has just received the Dick Hearn Trophy for leading trainer at Goodwood again this year. He was well clear of his field by May and then just stretched his advantage, Frankel-like, through the season. There's Poetic Lord, one of 3 he's got in here.
Dear oh dear, this horse was involved in an equine war last time with Long Lost Love, the Mark Johnson trained pounder. And the two of them in the mud at Lingfield fought out a terrific duel through the final 2 furlongs. And Poetic Lord would not lie down and got the better of the Kingsley House charger by 3/4 of a length in a very fast time. Now, is he ground dependent? Is he ground dependent? That's the question. Definitely on the easy side there. He had shown some form on a faster surface. I think that's the best piece of single form here. Can he run back to it, though, off that very hard race on a different surface? I'd probably be inclined to say, on balance, no, but I've got a lot of respect for this horse. If he runs back to that, he'll win.
5 is Bieber Diva for Jeremy Nazida and Jimmy Fortune. Least experienced in the field with just 2 starts. This filly was a winner at Yarmouth last time. Now, the handicapper has popped her in on 75. Is your reading of her form commensurate with that, Mark?
Yes, it's a fair assessment, but there's more to the horse than that. Lucky, I've done some pedigree research for you, because I know you like that sort of thing.
I do.
The sire, Danehill Dance, you'll be very familiar with her. Her strike rate decreases with distance, like you might expect, as an influence of speed. But listen to this, the dam side of this family. Well, not only is it stout, the dam is by Alzeo out of a vaguely noble mare. She's called Mara, and she's a dam of Fahim and Oratorio. Fahim was a high-class 1.5 mile horse in America, and Oratorio won't need any introduction from me. So you can say that this horse is spread along similar lines to Oratorio. She's only run at 6 furlongs to date. Her first run, I think she was just too green. The way she ran when she beat Idler strongly suggested in a good time she's finishing the race off. She should be 10 pounds better at 7 furlongs, the way I look at it. And as long as the ground's okay for her as a daughter of Danehill Dancer, I think she's poised to improve a good deal at this trip compared to 6.
But those aren't the only 3 to be interested in. For Lovage caught the eye, and caught your eye particularly at Epsom last time.
Yeah, Roger Charlton's an interesting trainer of nursery horses, I think. Yeah, and I made a big deal of Lovage's run last time. She was marooned away from the pace in a race where some of them raced down the middle, some of them stayed on the inside of the track. She got too far behind. She appeared not to like the camber really that much, and she got in a right muddle. And then she stayed on strongly and belatedly, and I said she'd get a very good mark for nurseries. 68. I was hoping for a bit less than that, to be honest, but I suppose her fancy connections sort of mean that she's always going to attract attention. Up to 7 furlongs can do nothing but suit her, and she's won in here with a great chance.
And the key to Royal Raya is, will he stay with his speedy pedigree?
He is, because that was a good run last time at Bath. He's a nice-looking horse, very cheaply acquired. I think he was retained for £500 a Royal Rare, and as a Royal Applause, he's going to be a tough and productive horse.
Tell me.
I'm going to go for Bieber Diva. I just think on pedigree she makes lots of appeal, but Lovage, I'm looking for a big run from her too.
Here's Simon for a good nursery.
Bieber Diva made up the line, and away they go. The Blue Banana jumping out rather awkwardly in trails in the early stage and was hanging as well to the outside in the Royal Blue cap. The others more straightforward, with Philipstown showing speed, Sea Poet and Poetic Lord right up the inside under Richard Hughes as they run towards the bend. Caught on heels slightly and pulling hard is Royal Rayar, and then up the inside is Point Maid in the bright green colours. Bieber Diva's out wide, then Lovage wide. Royal Rayar still pulling hard. Dixie's Dream up the inside. Dine Out is second last, and finally the Blue Banana, who's proving untractable, heading down to the home turn, and it's Poetic Lord from Sea Poet. Philipstown in the light blue jacket between runners, then Point Maid round the inside of Bieber Diva. Royal Rayar is next, they're followed then to the outside by Lovage and the dark blue jacket with the yellow cat. Dine Out under pressure and the Blue Banana, and again Royal Rayar just slightly on heels there and had to be taken back by Fergus Sweeney. It's Poetic Lord who's dictated the race to Philipstown. Point Maid is trying to get out in the bright green jacket. They're followed then by Dixie's Dream, Bieber Diva down the outside, Lovage, Sea Poet, then Royal Rayar, and further back the Blue Banana. Poetic Lord is quickening from the front here under a cunning ride from Richard Hughes, and it's Poetic Lord that's gone 3 lengths clear, 4 lengths clear. He's judged it to a nicety here. In second, Dixie's Dream going to make it a 1-2 for the Hannon team. Poetic Lord at a canter from Dixie's Dream. In third then Point Maid, and fourth was Philipstown.
First, second, fourth for Richard Hannon on the day that he receives the Dick Hearn Trophy for leading trainer at Goodwood in 2011. As if anyone needed reminding of his absolute dominance here at this racecourse, Poetic Lord has well hacked up, having established a beautiful rhythm on the front end under Richard Hughes, and no man better at establishing a rhythm on a horse than him, especially around here. And Poetic Lord, well, the writing was on the wall for his opponents after they'd gone about a furlong.
You'll have to take it on trust, but we both said that at the same time, and if you could have got on betting and running here. This is a lovely horse. You can see, look, he's got plenty of scope. He's really enjoying the task. He's a typical product of his trainer's establishment, really, and looks very well bought. But I have to say, I'd be inclined to put a line through the running of like half the field here, and it's all because of Richard Hughes. This is my point about the Jockeys' Championship. All right, crown someone who's ridden the most winners, but this guy has just been in a different league all season, if you ask me. I think he's been absolutely tremendous. And this is another example. Yeah, he's probably on the best horse. Like I said, this horse ran back to its Lingfield when it had a very hard race on soft ground, it was likely to be all over. But if you could have backed the horse after a couple of furlongs, thanks to the rider, just a tremendous ride from front, well judged.
He said he was going to go. He said he would. If there was no pace, he was going to make it.
This is the owner that you are hearing from now, John Lee. John's had many good horses with Richard Hannon down the years, but John, you've really got a colt to look forward to here by the looks of it.
3-year-old, definitely. That's what they reckon. Probably a good. If he's going to make a 3-year-old, he's still growing. He's still getting stronger. So we're looking forward to next year.
This looks a fairly competitive nursery on paper, and Richard himself had 3 runners, first, second and fourth.
And he's not actually, Richard was saying, Hughesy was saying this morning that he's not been working that well at home. He's lazy.
Even more encouraging in a sense.
So I said to him, as long as he puts it on the race course, it don't really matter what he leaves at home. So we're happy. I mean, that's going to be looking forward to next year.
John, we've chatted before about your bloodstock empire, such as it is. You like these slow burning types, don't you? The ones that you can really dream that will go on for you and last till 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, very similar to Cumulus Nimbus. Unfortunately, Desi Hughes decided that he was going to be a jumper and took him over to Ireland and ran very well in his first race, and unfortunately did a leg. So, but no, he'll come back. I mean, Desi's very, very confident that he'll come back, and he could make a really nice jumper. So, yeah, we like to. We're not into 2-year-olds and then get rid of them. We like to have them in there and run them for a long time. We've had some over the years, like Red Spell. Do you remember Red Spell?
Yeah.
Long time ago, a horse called Double Echo. Good handicap with up with James Bethel, and we had him until he was about 9, and he told us when he wanted to stop racing, so that was the end of it. But no, we're not in it for just a short time. We like to buy a horse, keep it for a few years. I know a lot of people just like to have 2-year-olds, and if they don't do anything, they'll just kick them out. But we're not. I think the trouble is my wife falls in love with them. That's the problem.
Well, she's got a horse to properly fall in love with here. The horse going to give you a lot of fun next season. John, thanks for chatting to us. Go and greet him. Thanks a lot. John Lee, the owner of the winner of our nursery, Poetic Lord, and we're going to have a look at Poetic Lord on the head-on, but it's straightforward.
Everything done well in sport is just simple, isn't it, to watch? And we often talk about what it is that makes the Hannon winner factory just so productive, and it's because the horses are they're bought by Peter Doyle and others who know what type of individual the trainer thrives with and what makes a productive racehorse, and they have very few quirks as well, don't they? They're all like in the best possible way, workmanlike, in as much as they don't mess around. Don't mean that they're plain or they're not talented. They just do everything right. And couple that with Hughes, I think Hughes has an effect on Richard Hannon's success similar to the one Ruby Walsh has had on Paul Nicholls, in that this horse hasn't had a race really. It's just done a piece of work because it's run evenly within itself. It's never felt any stress, any mental stress or physical stress, and when it comes out next time it'll want to do it again. And even that race last time out was a real gut wrencher, the one at Lingfield. It was a real struggle between the two horses as they pulled clear on soft ground, and the horses come out fresh as paint today. I should have known better. I'm really annoyed with myself for not just trusting the form.
He's by Byron, who was a very good 7-furlong horse, a horse who won the Lennox Stakes here for Godolphin, but he's out of a mare by Scenic, who is generally seen as an influence for stamina. I know he's had Scenic last, the good Australian sprinter, but he's a dead heated with Prince of Dance and the Dewhurst in 88 Scenic, and he was a middle distance horse really.
I think I know this family. I think Jumeirah's son, it's got an interesting run. You have to help me in the studio if I've got this wrong. I think she was second to some massively good horse of Sir Michael Stout's in a listed race, a Dubai World Cup winner. Help me out.
A Dubai World Cup winner.
Yeah, well,
Singspiel is Dubai World Cup
winner. I think Jumeirah's son was second in a listed race to Singspiel.
So there is stamina in the damn side of the pedigree here.
I think she's an old mare. I think that was back in 95 or 96, 95 I think. And and I think there is, and physically the horse looks like a horse that'll get a mile easily, and today off 78 still gives Connections plenty of room to play with, and it'll be very interesting to see what they do with him now. I imagine he'll get put away now and come back next year. We've just heard from the owners, very helpful, and we'd love to have the owners on Racing UK because they tell you it's straight, and he's going to come back next year. The horse won't be sold, and it's a horse we could hear a lot more of, and he's got a lot of growing to do still. Fabulous.
I knew there was a reason we had you on Racing UK. You're spot on. Jumeirah's son was second to Singspiel in a listed race at Doncaster in 1995.
All right, well, that's just something that stuck in the dark crevasses of my mind.
And probably best not to visit those too often, in truth.
No, that could land me in a high security establishment if it did happen. But Jumeirah's son, as you say, and see, you mentioned Scenic, it has been a real influence down under, hasn't it? Poetic Lord will definitely stay a mile, I would have thought.
And further, I thought that was guess the way he runs.
I just thought, as I say, do you agree with me? That was just an example, whether you back the winner or not, and you replay the race and watch it through again. It's just an example of the beauty of sport, isn't it? Everything about that horse, jockey, trainer, everything was just done simply, done effectively, and done extremely well, and the result was an easy win.
Highly appropriate then that the horse's name should be Poetic Lord. Here's Mark with the SPs.
Let's take a look then at that result of the Goodwood 3:10. Poetic Lord, the 11-4 favourite under Richard Hughes, wins by 2 lengths. Dixie Dream second at 12-1. Point Made was third at 20-1, and all 10 ran. The time was 1:28.85, and that was just over 4.5 seconds outside of the